to Summoners Rift and the LEC Summer Playoffs. Reminder that the winner of this series goes to the final next Sunday, where we guaranteed first or second seed when they then go on to the World Championship. The loser of today will play on Saturday against either Rogue or the Mad Lions and could be Europe's third seed going to the World Championship. Already after seeing 2 games, I am a little bit calmer about Europe's chances at Worlds.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know that Thresh skin does that. Okay.
Let the music plays.
Yeah, but like, why was I going after Ari all this time?
I know,
like,
right?
What?
Wow, this is Ivan, man. I love that. Very chill. All right, cool. Great way to kick off the game.
I've been exposed.
Yeah.
You can buy your skins now by clicking on the store link.
Okay, Trevor.
Too far. Way too far.
Okay, sorry.
All right, let's have a look at this invade. Jankos looking to cause some disruption.
I like this. I like this a lot. You force Hecarim out of his red buff side jungle. He can't start on the Raptor, so he's actually probably going to go over to his Wolf camp with Q at level 1. That's what you want to be hitting. And the level 1 power already bot lane. Heavy trading.
Man, the Ignite thrown down onto Perks. He's down to 200 HP. The Flay into all the autos. Reckless runs out of ammo, needs to reload, and that's when Hilly then steps forward again with the Flay. We'll get Mickey down to 200 and now start to focus on the wave. HP advantage, I think maybe marginally to Fnatic, but Perk's a little healthier right now.
I mean, this is just making all the jungle pathing really, really awkward because Jankos is up top side of the map, but now his bot lane is taking really brutal trades in the bot side, so he runs back down to secure his second red buff of the game, but walked over a ward. So now Fnatic do know that he's in the bottom lane, but I don't think they would expect the level 2.
Oh, the ward's going to come out from Reckless.
Let's take a look what Jankos can do. Flash is available for Reckless and Hilly. Jankos, he needs to walk in, and I remember the very first time Set debuted on our stage, Dracos and Ender were ranting about it all day long, and all they said was to deal with Set, you just walk away.
Yep.
Reckless and Hilly listened to that advice, and they did so in that game.
They noticed that Mickey and Perks were running straight at them, and they were like, nah, this doesn't feel chill at all.
Kind of obvious.
Yeah,
actually.
So they gave that one away, but at the very least, it relieved some of the pressure from Perks and Mickey. You can see that Reckless and Hillisang now going to look for the reset, and so peace will return to the Rift.
I mean, forget the relief of pressure on the bot side. Like, Jankos is now so far behind in the jungle. Selfmade is a full 2 camps ahead of him. He's done both of his super high XP camps, which is going to be the Grump, as well as getting onto the Krugs now. And Jankos being delayed may not be able to play for both Scuttle Crabs, because now Selfmade is on the top side of the map and could either look to gank top lane, or, since there's a giant wave there, probably just the Krabbins.
So this is the thing. The fact that Jankos is able to steal away the red buff means that he still has his whole top side clear. And notice that the Azir and Wonder also have push, which makes it harder for Selfmade to actually set up that invade. So he's now just going to be forced to reset. He's still only level 3. So I think that while yes, he definitely is behind, my biggest concern would have been, is Wonder going to die here? But as you identified, Ender, that huge stacking wave up top made it harder.
Yeah, the thing is with jungle camp respawn timers, they're so low now that I feel like you aren't actually, like, Jankos will be punished here because all those camps on the top side, yes, they are up, but they're still level 1 camps, and those give you significantly less experience than the second cycle of camps that are going to be coming through. And because Selfmade started on his Wolf camp, that's already going to be returning to the map, so he's going to be hitting level 4 first, and should be on pace to reach level 6 first, which is a massive breakpoint on the Hecarim.
Thing is, if you're Ender in this situation, you're falling a little bit behind, you would just come mid lane and you would take your mid laner's farm, and then suddenly the XP difference is gone.
I'm not surprised to hear that from what I know of Ender's jungling style, but in comparison to the previous game, Ender, you were talking a lot about how Jankos, when he was playing into the Lilia, could not let off the steam. You know, he played early, he got advantages, and he needed to keep that up. How problematic will this be for him because of how far behind he is? You've already touched on the level 6 advantage, which is massive on a Hecarim.
Yeah, well, I do want to say it's not like he's super far behind right at this point in the game, because he's on the set, so his early game impact is still going to be felt. He just hasn't taken a recall yet, so he has now stabilized in terms of overall CS, but Selfmade will be a little bit ahead in EXP. I'm checking it right now. They're about dead even, but with the opportunity to go for more camps here on the Hecarim, he's going to be just fine and not set behind at all by the early red.
Punch him in the face! Jankos not able to, as Bwipo's able to escape, just shadowing that top lane, so Wonder will be able to pick up a lot of farm there. underneath his tower, and we catch a quick glimpse of Selfmade now coming in behind Nemesis as the wave has been pushed forward.
Yeah, Selfmade just on a full clear path, whereas what I want to see from Jankos in the next couple of minutes, especially now that Wunder is getting close to level 6, and Bwipo has spent his teleport into the top lane, is Jankos playing through bottom lane around the GP ultimate, and also to pick up the early Infernal Drake. Because I think Caps has had pretty good control over this mid lane wave, and Set very adept at taking early dragons, and this would put G2 on pace to go for the early sword.
What do you guys think of this Azir into Orianna matchup? And I know we've talked a lot about how it'll be influential in the later stages of the game, but in comparison to many other picks that Caps could have gone with, is it caught us a little off guard?
Well, I think that Ender actually summarized it really well, as a hook does land for Mickey.
Well, Hylissang will be in some trouble. Teleport comes out now. That'll be from Bwipo. Correction, Nemesis. He makes himself in the bottom lane. The shockwave is flashed away from.
And
While
it's
that's going on, Call the Forge God comes out. Wunder is going to flash under the tote. The Ignite is burning him down. Won't be able to pick up the kill just yet, and Fnatic, they don't find the kill in either lane.
Yeah, I really like how they played that right there, with Selfmade coming into the top side after seeing Jankos down bottom lane, and even Nemesis's teleport bot side gets the flash out of Mickey. So Nemesis will fall behind, loses out on CS, but I think the minions that were perhaps lost by Wunder in the top lane during that dive will make up for it just a little bit.
The unfortunate situation for Fnatic right now is that there's no Rift Herald to trade it for. Of course, this will allow Bwipo to get a little bit of farm and XP back, and they'll force the TP out from Wunder, but given that Bwipo already used his TP, no real advantage gained. So I feel that G2 were the overall winners of this. The fact that Fnatic were forced to burn both their teleports relatively early on means that the bot lane 2v2 of Perks and Mickey is going to be a lot safer. And remember that with this 2v2 of Reckless and Hylissang, I think there's a lot of strong playmaking tools that they actually have, and the fact that there are fewer members to be able to make that a reality makes this a little bit easier for G2.
Thing to note, Selfmade has ultimate and he's up in the top lane.
Bwipo's already flashed for that one. Here comes Selfmade, and we'll be able to tag onto Wunder. The devastating charge follow-up after. Continues to run him down with the Rampage, and one last auto. Plus the skill from Bwipo will pick up first blood to Fnatic.
So the repeat gank coming in from Fnatic up towards the top side. You don't typically play through an Ornn lane, but if you're able to put down a gangplank, that's definitely a favorable situation for you. And the fact that he did burn his teleport and his flash earlier made it very easy for Fnatic to execute. So that GP is going to lose a lot of farm.
Yeah, a lot of Selfmade's ideas, I think, in the early game has been to play on the opposite side of Jankos. You see he did hit level 6 first, like we were talking about earlier. But when you are playing the more scaling farming pick, the good idea is to play away from G2, or play away from Jankos. So while the dragon goes down, while all the vision has been invested from G2 on the bottom side, Selfmade can find these ganks, because it's almost like playing like an old Predator Gragas. Having that movement speed means that you can come out of the river so quickly, and the vision doesn't really matter for Wunder unless he's playing super safe in the lane.
We saw Wunder getting some support there from Jankos. Is now Selfmade, no ultimate available. Mickey and Perks immediately back away. And while there's no flash on Mickey, it wasn't really a big threat. The big minion wave as well pushing into Reckless and Hill. He didn't want to lose that.
Yeah, but check it out, right? Like the second Jankos is going up topside for the Herald, which you expect after the dragon goes down. Selfmade's bot lane, but here comes G2, classic mid-game.
Oh, the dredge line connects perfectly. The root as well, and Caps slays Nemesis with the help of a bot lane roam from G2.
That's about as classic G2 as it gets. The flash from Mickey as well to commit to that play, and Nemesis without any cleanse couldn't get out of that situation. Now Jankos making his way up towards the top side of the map. They have their eyes on Bwipo, no flash, but does have the ult.
And there's support coming. 1, 2, 3 members of G2. Mickey could decide to go deeper into the lane. Blast cone popped over the wall.
Oh, here we go, Bwipo. Can you make the outplay? There's no mid.
They're waiting for the next wave.
Is with him.
Come on,
Has
Bwipo,
no
get back
mana,
to
though.
base.
Oh,
Get back
this is
to
so
base.
scary. There are 4 G2 members in the top lane. Dredge line catches him. He cannot hit the ram.
5.
And Wunder manages to get the kill with the Perks ultimate. That's a 5-man stack in the top lane.
Poor Bwipo. Oh, and add
this is
insult to
huge.
injury. The Gangplank ultimate comes down as well. Everything coming together for G2 right now. They've got the Herald too. It's so much. There's so much pain for Fnatic right now.
No, it was so nicely done by G2, because this is actually the waterfall effect. You saw Selfmade go for the gank in the bot side. So what happens when G2 lose their vision and know their junglers around them? They run mid lane. they get the kill in mid lane. What happens after that? Well, they take that mid lane pressure they just gained by getting the kill and they convert it into a top lane dive. And the whole while they're sitting on the GP ultimate to be able to slow down the push on the bot side and only give up 3
and look at these lane assignments too. Caps coming down bot lane with Mickey. They actually know they can win this 2v2 because Caps has his ultimate. Mickey does as well.
There's a depth charge available. Reckless is the target. The lantern is taken, but now all of a sudden Hylissang gets caught out. He will get the summoner heal. This buys some time. Emperor's Divide gets rid of Reckless, and the curtain call is available. There's not enough mana for Reckless. Decides to hold on to that one. And obviously could be body blocked as well.
All right, so we're going to get an instant replay of this 2 versus 2, and the thing to note here is that the Nautilus ultimate follows the target.
Yes!
Reckless takes the lantern, and he actually just like, oh no, I realized I screwed Hylissang. Oh man, you know, it's funny because this is like karma. Do you remember the Blitzcrank from Vanda when he took the lantern and then he got hooked?
No! Oh my god!
BM! Oh, such fantastic work by the Observer team.
Someone call Yone.
G2 picking up their 3rd kill of the game. They are now 1,000 gold up. Whippo's getting good damage onto Wonder. But Nash's Tooth has been completed by Caps. He's been involved in 100% of the team's kills thus far. Has roamed to every single lane. And now Selfmade
is really awkward.
Alone.
Oh man, this is how horses get turned into glue. But he will use the Onslaught of Shadows, will get out for now, and the Lantern is there. Fnatic were able to get him out safety, but at what cost? Bellows Breath from Bwipo. He's going to dash forward, call the Forge Guards available, and I don't think he'll get the secondary proc. Maybe he will. No, he will. Not another kill. Selfmade maybe baiting Bwipo in.
Caught us off guard there with that horse comment.
Not meant to call it out, gentlemen.
Anyway, getting back on topic, good punish there from G2, and I feel like that we're seeing the poor coordination from Fnatic that we saw in last game. Selfmade invading when he had no pressure anywhere on the map. Bwipo then trying to come down and help, and he ends up putting himself in an awkward situation. This is now going to give G2 another Drake, and while G2 are making a lot of great plays in this early game, it feels like we're not seeing the same Fnatic that we saw in
So
game
I
one.
do think Mickey actually misplays here pretty majorly and results in Selfmade escaping. So Mickey's auto attack to CC, longer animation than it takes for Selfmade to just charge through him. So he flashes forward to try and deny Selfmade from getting his ultimate off, but then also misses the Q on the wall. So a couple of mechanical blunders there from Mickey results in them not being able to finish off Selfmade.
But then Bwipo walks straight over a control ward that's sitting in the river. 5 members of G2 are able to collapse, and they just are able to make up for it. So Bwipo was like, don't worry, Mickey, I got you, and ends up donating a kill.
Now, I think it is important to call out that the gold difference is not that significant, as Bwipo is under some threat from Wonder. It will get a teleport here from Nemesis. And looking at the minimap, there are some G2 members around, but there's 2 dragons inside G2's inventory, and we are playing for Notions.
I mean, this entire series, Wonder's just been able to draw so much pressure from Fnatic, playing in the 1v1 up there. You know, he drops his ultimate, that's immediately a teleport. The rest of Fnatic comes running up in the top lane. It does mean he doesn't have the cannon barrage to delay the push coming through, so Fnatic will be able to trade plates pretty freely here, but Caps is going to be bot side getting some too.
Well, let's see how Fnatic start to recover from this. It feels like a few extra punches from G2 are landing, but because we are even in gold thus far and towers plates are still being traded top and bottom, the team fight compositions are still powering up, and I'm anticipating some saucy fights as we progress towards the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have some team fight comps. I think that the gold is telling us a really interesting story, because it feels like I've seen this before. The solo lanes of G2 have like really big gold advantage, then you pan bot lane, it's like I thought Perks was doing fine, but Reckless just has a 1k gold lead.
And a lot of that obviously coming off the back of the turret plays that he was able to pick up as well. Something that we often see from Fnatic. Nemesis going to close some of that gold, actually put Fnatic in a position where they are actually leading for the time being, and when we bring the items back up, I want to draw your attention to where some of the big spikes have come through. So, Trinity Force sitting on top of Selfmade. This man has been the carry for Fnatic. He's a player that was supposed to be brought in, the upgrade over Broxer, and help take this team to newer heights. Ever since they've been playing carry junglers, he has been standing out, and he has to do it again today on the Hecarim. He's sitting mid lane with his team. Hylissang is top alone.
Man.
Oh, man.
He's waiting, right? Obviously, G2 don't know he's in the bush, and the rest of Fnatic were considering a play. But now they're just going mid.
They absolutely are. The man you were just talking about is Selfmade.
No.
He gets caught backwards by the Emperor's Divide. and taken out. A lot of damage goes down onto Perks, though, and there's no further follow-up from the rest of Fnatic. That dredge line almost catching Nemesis, and there may just be the ultimate caster curse there as we start talking about Self.
I mean, this game is such a challenge for Selfmade because they went very early for this Hecarim that he's looked so good on, but all these tools to kite back and punish him when he goes for the commitments are going to be rough. Here we go, fight mid.
All right, there's the showstopper onto Nemesis. He's going to get some damage and taken down. And the tower falls as well. Bwipo throws out Call of the Forge God, but there's no follow-up.
It's a 3 versus 5 Fnatic. What are you thinking?
Fnatic tried to defend their mid-tier 1, and it just ends up being more gold in the pockets of G2. We see Hylissang sitting in this brush, Wunder completely unawares, but it also means that they're a man down in this upcoming fight.
I mean, Fnatic just baited us into thinking that they were going top lane, but they didn't bait Fnatic, or G2.
Fnatic commit to this fight, and it's exactly as you said in draft, Ender. Every time this man goes in, there's nothing that he can do because of champions like the Azir. Nemesis and Reckless then realize that they're in an awkward situation, they have to disengage, and at this point you're like, okay, concede the tower. Meanwhile, Hylissang still sitting in top lane. But they're also bringing our attention to the fact that Hylissang was not involved in that fight. And what were we saying last game, Ender? 3v4, 4v5, every single fight, it was like Fnatic were taking it at a numbers disadvantage, and now they might be fighting another one.
They absolutely are. That's a double TP from G2.
Oh, Caps!
The Emperor's Divide over the wall! Caps, the best mid laner in EU, managing to set it up for Perks to pick up the kill onto Hilly. Turns the attention onto Selfmade, and now Nemesis is running for his life. That was beautiful from Cap.
Caps never fails to impress, and G2 are going for it. They want Reckless.
Reckless is absolutely being taken out. Mickey uses the stopwatch to buy some time. 4 members of Fnatic are dead at G2's hands.
Caps just claps and he stops the Fnatic run back. It is unbelievable how clean he is playing right now. Let's get an immediate replay of this as we can see Fnatic trying to get some control over the top side river. You can see they do have numbers here. Jankos contesting within the double TP immediately, and this is where we get to see the play. Look at the moves, look at the plays, fly
It's instant too. He sees them hit the blast cone and immediately is over the wall with the ultimate ready to go. Hand delivered the team fight to the rest of G2.
Caps is just too damn good at League of Legends, and he is making the difference in this series as Nemesis then gets chased down along with Reckless afterwards.
Absolutely the case. Mickey sets it up for Perks, manages to play that one. As we come back to live.
Hello, Nemesis is top lane, no teleport.
Fnatic were trying to start the Dragon. Bwipo should be able to escape with his life here, and the Dragon will be secured by G2. Gold is now just shy of 3,000 at 3 Dragons to 1. 10 kills to 1. And it's starting to look all too familiar from what we've been seeing in G2 versus Fnatic in 2020.
G2 not giving Fnatic any time to breathe in this game either, because we talked about it right at the start. Jankos, early pressure on the Drakes. We're now at 3, playing for an Ocean Soul in just under 5 minutes time. And with the advantages that Caps has, I mean, like, what 2K in both solo lanes for G2? I can't imagine how Fnatic are supposed to run into this backline, because G2 outputs so much damage.
They absolutely do, and for Fnatic, the way the game started in the series, starting to get very excited as Game 2 and Game 3 have played out. It's just a stark reminder of the head-to-head between these respective teams. 1 win, 8 losses in 2020, but all time, Fnatic 22 wins to 33 losses against G2. Since G2 qualified into the league, it's G2 Esports that has been the superior team. They've won more playoff games. They've won more regular season games. They're tied in titles at 7 titles apiece. The winner of this series is sitting, waiting in the final. One of these teams, and whoever wins this, is 1 step closer to picking up the 8th title in Europe.
And it feels like that one of the main reasons why Fnatic brought Selfmade in was so that they could finally overtake G2, so that they could have more power, have more carries at their disposal. And I felt like in Game 1, we got to see that. But G2's ability to adapt, pivot, has been so difficult.
Here he goes.
To do with this. Selfmade goes in, he's looking for Perks. He may actually get this one.
He made the final call. Not going to be enough for the curtain call, rather. And Selfmade with the Rampage picks it up. So they get the kill. but they are still 3,000 gold down, so they need to do more of that to come back in.
But it's an important pick. I believe they got a pretty big shutdown there because that was Pokes' first death of the game as well.
Yeah, 600 for self-made.
But unfortunately, there's no objective on the map. And I mean, Baron's not even alive yet, so there's nothing that they can really take off the back of it, which means that while it is a good pick, it doesn't really result in anything. And again, I keep my eyes on self-made. It's going to be difficult for him, but Hecarim plus Orianna, if that wombo combo comes through, there's a world in which Fnatic can turn this game around.
This is really interesting how G2 are playing. They have the Rift Herald, so they gave up top jungle control while they know Nemesis is going to be pushing, so they can blast the second tower. They may even be able to walk this in to the inhibitor tower because it is just an Ornn down here. No one's really recalling. They're canceling the recalls. Fnatic want to go to Baron.
Fnatic are making their way towards Baron. Do they commit to it?
No, they don't. Okay.
Recall's now going to start to come in. It's a risky play. And there is a bit of a redemption story as Nemesis will look for a shockwave here. One of the more criticized players on Fnatic. He gets his first kill of this game, but at what cost? Now the inhibitor turret will go down. The inhibitor is going to be focused on this. There's nothing that Fnatic can do to stop this.
So it looks initially like Pokes is just running it down, but he's just buying time. As look, G2 may actually even go for the end. People aren't even recalling yet on Fnatic.
This is insane. Here comes Hilly. He gets the double fight. Death sentence as well. With the Ignite burning, that will be a kill. Now Wonder is in trouble. Pops the powder kick. The Emperor's Divide comes back and Jankos goes forward to the showstopper. Selfmade has arrived and so has Nemesis. They get themselves the kill. They'll start to calm down as Fnatic will defend their base. They will be donated several kills, and really importantly, the gold is now even thanks to those shutdowns.
It is a massive blunder there for G2. They got super hyphy, they got the inhibitor, and then we're like, hey, we still have this Herald, maybe we can get something done. It was too much, and that is going to be exactly what Fnatic need, because in a minute and a half, there's an Ocean Soul coming up, so Fnatic are forcing it hard for the Baron now.
I think doing the Baron is the correct play here. There's only Pokes and Mickey left alive. Yeah, he can TP, he's going to be up, and they're going to secure this one. Immediately, they're right back in it. G2 thought that they could end the game, but they get punished. And now only Pokes stand in the way of Fnatic in their first Baron of the game.
They will be able to secure this. Have you seen a more G2-esque decision? The Dredge Knight connects onto the wall. Mickey doesn't find Reckless, but his flash is down. The Baron is picked up, and here comes the rest of Fnatic now for the fight. Mickey's inside the pit. The Lantern's available. The Shockwave comes out. That catches two. It's a fight on multiple fronts, but Fnatic are winning it. Cap's forced to flash over the wall. The Sand Soldiers, the Emperor's Divide by time. Reckless finds the shot. They get Baron, they get 3 more kills, and in the blink of an eye and a punish of G2's call, Fnatic are now winning.
What is going on? G2 are just running it into Fnatic, and now Fnatic have the lead. They're going to be able to walk in. They're going to stop the Ocean Soul from coming through, and they have a strong scaling composition. They're going to have a Rabadon's coming through. They're going to be able to take these next fights.
Look at these levels right now. Selfmade is 14. He's the same level as Nemesis. These two carries are coming up clutch with the Death Cap being completed as well. Fnatic have been able to flip this game on its head.
I need to know how much blame or how much you put this onto G2's decision to keep pushing.
They just ran it straight down the bot lane push and then the Baron on top of that. Like, you don't have a smite. You're going to lose that every time. Just take the fight at the Ocean Soul. Now Jankos has to find a steal.
They're not going to do it. Fnatic buy themselves more time. They are now 2,500 gold up. They were down 10 kills to 1. Now they're only down 2. And they've made back what was a 4,000 gold deficit into a 3,000 gold advantage.
Look, don't get me wrong. Both teams have very strong 5v5, have a lot of excellent scaling options. But we are now, I mean, Fnatic couldn't ask for anything more. At first, losing the inhibitor was a bad thing because that would convert into the Ocean Soul all that pressure. But now, they have a gold lead. They're taking bonus money in the bot lane. G2 can't farm the bot lane. They can't play for Baron on the top side of the map. And Bwipo will be the main beneficiary. He's going to get items, or he's going to get levels, and that means better items that he can hand out to his team.
You're literally seeing every single member of G2 at a level disadvantage. You're going to see Wonder die next as well. Like, look at how easy it is for Selfmade to just run them down. We talked about how he needed to be the big carry this game, and he's doing just that.
And what I like in this game in comparison to the previous one, Fnatic as a team have now found a few scenarios where they can bring Reckless's Jhin into the fold. In the previous game, the discoordination or the uncoordination...
Fnatic brush, a classic.
Will anybody fall trade?
Yes, they will.
Gets caught by the death sentence. There's the rampage from Selfmade. Curtain is called from Reckless.
Wait,
Nemesis isn't here.
Showstopper goes forward. That's a kill onto Selfmade. There wasn't enough damage, and G2 were able to respond appropriately.
Okay, we got a Clown Fiesta on our hands. Okay, both teams are just kind of tossing it back and forth right now. Fnatic, they're not going to get anything as they hard commit to that fight. And just as we praise Selfmade, he dives right into the fold of G2, and immediately they just get so much gold back. They're now going to reclaim some control around the map. Look at all the vision they have in their inventory. They're going to deny Fnatic so much, and we have to take a breather because this game has just been so intense over the last 5 minutes.
Just chill out, guys. It's going to be okay. Wait for an objective to come up because, yes, both Baron and Ocean spawning in 3 minutes, and this is a time where G2, they could say, okay, we're down in gold, but we could trade an Ocean for a Baron or vice versa. They're always going to win if it's going to be a 50-50 trade. Fnatic are continue to be on a roll because now Rabadon's Death Crown, the Infinity Edge has been upgraded. The Death's Dance in one more level from Whippo is going to be boosted up there for Selfmade, and he has a Locket, which offers so much value against both the GP and the Azir in the fights to come.
And super important, look at the levels there. Level 16 for Nemesis just came in. Whippo's making his way. Selfmade and Reckless above everybody else on G2 Caps. The only one staying relatively close for now. At one point, there was a 2-level difference there between Selfmade and Jankos. Right now, it's actually up to 3. Selfmade goes in with the ultimate. Again, not a huge amount of follow-up here from the rest of Fnatic.
Yeah, a little bit random there. I do want to say, though, the fact that G2 gave up all those kills when they had an advantage is major because you get such a bonus of experience when you kill champions that are higher level than you. That is what has catapulted Fnatic on top of the super minions and bottom lane into the XP lead.
And I think the reason why Selfmade used his ultimate just there was, well, he got the flash out from Perks and the exhaust from Mickey, which is going to be huge because those summoners will not be up in the next fight, whereas Selfmade's ultimate definitely will be. So, quick shot. How good are you feeling right now?
Oh, exceptionally good.
Good, because you're going to need to cast a really big team fight that's going to happen in a minute and a half, because both of these teams need this Drake. G2 need the Soul, Fnatic want to deny the Soul, and then the Baron is spawning a few seconds before it, and this is what Ender was talking about. Both these objectives are going to be highly contested. How will they trade? How will they execute? And ultimately what these fights are going to come down to is, can Fnatic successfully get onto the backline versus how quickly does Caps and Wonder keep the backline safe while they're killing the front line of a Fnatic. This is a traditional front-to-back teamfight comp, whereas Fnatic have a little bit more dive and a little bit more wombo combo, and it ultimately comes down to will they be able to land.
And look at that difference there in the damage profiles. Obviously expected. GP into Ornn, as well as a Hecarim into Sit. You anticipate this. 45 seconds until Ocean. I'm looking at vision here. Pretty good warding from the G2 side. A ring of vision around the pit for Fnatic, though, and no one's positioned just yet.
Just very quickly, the Infinity Edge has now just been completed on GP. That is a huge item up.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I want to look. Okay, G2 able to get out of this, or are they, Hilly?
Oh, that's a flash already secured. Reckless holding on to his core. The Forge Guard comes out. Jankos is running so fast. Manages to escape with his life for now. Tagged by one of the shots of the curtain call. He will look for the shield and buys a couple extra seconds before Nemesis takes him down. He is now on a rampage. Mickey sidesteps a deadly flourish, gets pulled back by a shockwave, goes all the way forward with the dredge line. Spider Nautilus cares not for your Orianna. Cannon Barrage will buy some time under the inhibitor turret, but crucially, losing the jungler means Baron and Dragon are available.
Selfmade is just a raid boss charging at G2. He cannot be stopped. G2 aren't coordinated against him. We have yet to see Selfmade in a true teamfight 5v5 situation. He's just been able to use Fnatic to find picks on G2, and therefore we haven't seen the weaknesses against the peel of G2 actually come to fruition.
Fnatic are going to win this game. I was so ready at 20 minutes to just say 2-1 to G2. G2 overpress, and I believe the word was fiesta, Mr. Day.
I think I said ran it down.
And I started this series getting very excited, and it's going to generate more questions. I don't have a completed thought yet about my expectations, not only for the rest of the series, but for next weekend's finals, but then also for Worlds. Because I think
how
there's
far away
so
you
many
thinking,
good
Quick
things.
Shot, that like this
2021,
game,
22.
Yeah.
It's
How
G2
G2 have these players for like 2 more years.
Yeah.
Exactly, but that's the whole point. It's like whenever you see these two orgs go head-to-head, it's never just the game that's on screen. There's years of history, and there's so much expectation going forward. But this just creates more questions in my mind than answers.
And
right
the one thing you can always say for sure is that you always get an exciting series
Hell
when these
yes.
two teams play. It's currently 13-12 in the kills. Fnatic are currently leading. They're sitting with the Baron, and they have their eyes on
The blue buff.
the
That's
blue
the one.
buff.
I really
Selfmade's
thought
gonna
he was
take that
going
one
on to
away.
Caps there.
Caps was just like, okay, I'm cool, we're chilling.
Well, let's see how this next few minutes of push comes in. Baron buff is available. There's not a lot of targets being hit here by Reckless. It's a show of force.
That's an L.
It's like,
That's an L right there.
I don't know what kind of statement that was from Reckless.
Exceptional emote usage from Reckless, but look at the minimap. Self-made up in the top lane, Nemesis with TP in the bottom lane, support coming in from Hilly. And with Baron empowered minions, just gonna try usher these in and try break open the G2 base.
So I'll make this next fight look even better for Fnatic, because coming into this one, it's the cheap consumables they picked up. So you have Nemesis with Elixir of Sorcery, which is going to give him a big boost of magic damage, and then you have a stopwatch on Ornn and a stopwatch on Hecarim, and the amount of time a Hecarim can buy in the backline, combined with the Death's Dance, his healing from W, the stopwatch on top, and then a Thresh Lantern to get him out, he is not going to be possible really to take down, it feels like.
Not the case.
Oh my god, what the hell? What?
Difference. Nemesis obliterates Wonder. Thank you, observers, for that fantastic picture-in-picture. Caps is now in trouble. The Sand Soldier's doing work, but you simply cannot turn it around. Now Jankos is caught inside the frame. Mickey and Perks coming to try and help. Showstopper buys some time. That will be enough to take down Selfmade. But
Behind you!
Here comes Hilly and Nemesis. A flash away from Perks. He's run down by Nemesis as Command Attack and Dissonance is wrecking him. He manages to make it to the fountain. Turns the damage around before Nemesis takes him out. Fnatic ace G2. Fnatic are inside the base of G2, and Fnatic catch the throw from G2 to slam it back in their faces. The Nexus turrets are going to fall, and Fnatic are one win away from the LEC Summer Finals. Exceptional performance as they're going to go hunting.
Oh, they're Fnatic are doing the G2. You camp the fountain, you kill each and every last one of you. The sad B became a happy B for Reckless. They're going to match point.
What a game!
Yep.
If you went to get a snack or a drink, Whippo, mwah!
Flawless.
Oh yeah, chef's kiss.
I see nothing wrong with that game.
Honestly though, that is the type of game that can break a team. G2 had everything, a massive advantage, an inhibitor, 3 dragons going onto an Ocean Soul point. How can you throw that away, and how can you recover?
If you see the faces on G2, they are feeling it. If it was any other team, I'd be a little bit more inclined. But this was the most G2 thing ever. Push for the Nexus at 19.5 minutes.
I would also say that, in the wise words of G2, they'll often say, now we're in our comfort zone.
I thought you were going to say Hakuna Matata, but yeah.
We'll find out if it is a Hakuna Matata day or not. When in return, the analysts will explain how on earth Fnatic managed to come back while G2 ran it down as they move on to match point. Fnatic 1 win away from the Summer Finals.
That is a